In October, teens from the Studio Project at the Boulder Museum of Contemporary Art, Out Boulder's BOLD program, and the Youth Advisory Council of the Boulder International Film Festival came together to celebrate diversity.
To better understand diversity in society, we began examining what made our group diverse. Through creative introductions and a privilege walk, we began to understand that diversity goes beyond the superficial.
After an inspirational media literacy presentation, we took to the streets of downtown Boulder to make our own media about diversity.
What you are about to see is a snapshot of our finding about diversity in the city of Boulder.
What can you not tell just by looking at it?
What is something you wouldn't notice?
Something you wouldn't know about me by just looking at me.
Ooh. Do I have time to think about it?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I practice Tibetan Buddhism.
I'm someone who cuts up human organs after you have surgery.
I rollerblade.
I'm very gassy.
Can it be really personal?
Yeah.
I have circumnavigated the world 10 times.
We're not from around here.
From New York City.
I'm half Japanese.
I'm Hispanic. You might not be able to tell too much.
I'm Portuguese and not Mexican. When I was 10, my dad had a sex change.
I have felt stereotyped.
Oh, have I ever felt stereotyped?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always stereotyped.
As a homeless person, a lot of the time.
Come to America since 1984, and I've been feeling that up to this day.
When I was in Canada, I was stereotyped because I was an American. And when I'm in the States, I'm stereotyped because I'm Canadian. I'm actually dual.
It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel welcome to be put into a category, to be judged.
They kind of look at you like you're less than or something.
It kind of feels like I don't fit in anywhere in particular, like that people aren't okay with me sort of being in this from an ambiguous culture.
You want to scream and do something because we are equal in every way.
In our society today, it's just part of what's going on now, so you don't notice it as much.
Isn't that sad?
When I was in 4th grade, I was adopted, and this girl told me that I was only adopted because my mother didn't want me.
People call me like a hippie or what it is, random kid or something, but I usually just brush it off. I'm like, I don't love it that much.
So they kind of make fun of us because we're like the rich kids, but I'm not. And people are always like, oh, you're from Upper Arlington, like you wear a polo, pop your collar, and it's like, I really don't do that.
Being told that I didn't look like I came from the country. I was raised on a farm.
I was really studious in college, and that was really, it had pressure to uphold that stereotype almost. So then I had to study more because I was studious.
It sucks because if someone thinks you're stupid or typical girl, I don't know. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it feels kind of isolating.
It's always kind of annoying, but it never really bugged me that much.
Have I seen discrimination and have I stood up against it?
I was married for 20 years to an African American. I'm from Nebraska, and we were at a small lake in Nebraska, and there was some racial tension there. We basically just left the area.
Absolutely.
I'm a lesbian and I'm working in a public school.
I have a brother who's paralyzed.
I felt slightly discriminated against, but mostly it's because I'm Welsh.
I was in college. I went to school down in Kentucky, and I was in a sorority. And in the sorority, they talk about people as to who they're going to have in their sorority. And a picture came up of a young African American woman, and all the conversation beforehand, before they saw who she was was all positive. And then they saw her picture and they said we couldn't have her in our sorority. And it was very, very upsetting.
Yesterday I saw a guy who's like playing a harp, and some guy walked past him and called him gay, and I was like, that's really rude. And I told the guy, I was like, that's really rude. You shouldn't say that. So, and then he called me a name and all that stuff. But
he said, I think this is wrong.
And I've spoken up.
We need to like voice our opinions.
Kill everyone who doesn't accept diversity.
just, I don't know, something. Accept people.
Smile, be cheerful, be considerate, and be tolerant.
Because without it, people wouldn't know. You learn what you're taught, and if you're not taught that, then what are you going to do? You don't know any better.
Kind of guide someone through conversation. They might be able to learn that really diversity doesn't really mean anything. You know, we're all the same.
Just doing like little things for everyone all the time.
I don't know about that one. What could you do?
More accepting of diversity. Well, we're Christians, and we believe that people should love each other. And I think love goes a long way.
If everyone was blind, it'd be a better world. Just speaking out against that kind of discrimination against anyone and making it not okay would be a good way to start changing the world.
Well, I really want to travel, so travel a lot and then share my experiences with others and help others through what I see in other places.
Speak out against it when you see it. I'd like to have people legislate so that we're not discriminating against people, particularly gay people. I think everybody is created equal and we need to remember that.